Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. You know, Easter is right around the corner, and one of my favorite things about this time is decorating Easter eggs. Now, you can hard boil your eggs, which is a great way of decorating them in different colors, and you can turn them into critters and stuff. But another way is to actually take one of these eggs and blow out the inside so that all that's left is the beautiful eggshell. And then you can make amazingly intricate little designs out of your friend the egg. So I'm going to teach you a very simple technique on how to blow out the inside of an egg so that you're left with a beautiful shell. So the supplies that you're going to need are, of course, eggs, and I've got some nice pretty brown eggs right here. We're going to be cleaning the eggs just to make sure that they're germ-free, and so for that I'm going to be using some water, I'm going to be using some dishwashing liquid, and a little tiny bit of bleach. To clean my egg, I'm going to be using a small brush. That can be any kind of brush that you have. To blow out my egg, I'm going to be using straws. And if you can find it, this is a cocktail toothpick, so it's a little bit thicker and longer than a regular toothpick. My favorite way of poking a hole in my egg is using a large safety pin like this. However, I'm going to teach you also how to use a paper clip, and this is a very large paper clip that I've opened up just like that to make a little hole puncher, and that's what I'm going to use today. You can also use a pin or a thumbtack, and one of the things that you might want to have on hand is a little nail. Now this nail is a 1¼ inch by 16. It's just a tiny tin pin nail, and this is going to be good for making my hole bigger. All right, first thing first, you're going to need a couple bowls because you are going to be having that egg yolk come out, and you need to put that someplace. So first thing though that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean my egg, and what I'm going to do is just put a drop or two of dishwashing liquid and a little tiny bit of bleach. Usually I use like about a capful of bleach. And then I'm going to use about 2 cups of warm water here. Now you can do this in the sink as well. The main thing here is that you just want to make sure that your egg is clean because eggs do carry germs. Okay, so just take my egg, I'm going to swirl this around a little bit, make sure everything's nice and mixed up, and I'm just going to put my egg in and give it a little bath. Get it nice and clean, and then I'm just going to rinse it off. And I'm going to dry it with a little paper towel or towel here. There we go, all set to go. Now I am going to use this later on, so I'm just going to set this off to the side. Get my other bowl ready because this bowl is going to need to capture the egg. This is a great project to do if you want to have egg foods like scrambled eggs or, let's see, what uses eggs, a lot of egg. Oh, you could do French toast. Okay, got 2 ends. You've got one end that's a little bit wider than the other. I always start with the skinnier end and try to find the middle of it. And like I said, I'm going to be using my opened up, let me move this. I'm going to be using my open up paper clip, and I'm just pushing it in. So there you go. I just pushed that right on in. And I should be able to push it out the other side, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is put my finger over the hole here and go to that end where I pushed it out. See how there's a little hole there that I made? I'm going to put my paper clip in here, and I'm going to kind of start stirring it around. And you can see this has opened up a tiny bit more, and that's okay. Now what I'm basically doing is scrambling my egg. And this is what I was saying about you're going to end up with a lot of these eggs in your bowl. And so you could be making scrambled eggs, you could make French toast. The only thing I would suggest is that you strain the egg so that you don't get any eggshells in there, because you might get a few little eggshells. Okay, now you can see I've pretty well mixed and stirred there. And you know that it's mixed and stirred because when I pulled this out, there was egg yolk on it. Now, if for some reason, when you started stirring around there, that hole didn't get any bigger, this is when you could use your nail and slowly push it in there and then just kind of start rotating it around to make that hole a little bigger. This is about the size that you want. It's about the tip of your finger. Not too big, not too little, but you do want to have a little bit of a hole because you're going to be blowing out the egg, and the egg needs to come out somewhere. So I'm going to turn this over, and now that little tiny, tiny hole there, I'm going to take my straw, and I'm going to hold the straw right here, put it over the hole, and blow. And you can see all that egg came out. And this is what I'm saying, you can save and have a nice breakfast with it. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back here. And I'm going to actually wash this egg again. Now you want to get some of that water in there, some of that good stuff in there, because you want to clean out the inside as well. It's getting your outside nice and clean and egg yolk free. So kind of get it in there and squish it in there. Let it get some water inside. And then pull it out again. Take that straw one more time. Put it at the tiny little hole there and blow. And if you want to, you could do this a couple times just to make sure you can see the bubbles going in, which means that it's taking water on, and just blow it again. Now your egg should be nice and clean, and all you got to do is dry it off, and it will be ready for decorating. Now here's a really important thing. Even though you're drying it off, there will still be a little water residue inside your egg. So I would suggest taking your egg and placing it with the large side down, the large whole side down, and just setting it aside for about an hour or two. And if you can put it in the sun, that's also nice, just to dry out the insides. Just want to give yourself a little bit of time before you start decorating. And that's all there is to blowing out your egg. Now, once you have something like this, you can turn it into something like this. Isn't this adorable? This is Sean the Egg Sheep. And before you ask, yes, I will be teaching you how to make Sean the Egg Sheep in the next tutorial. So come and check us out at Sophie-World.com so you can learn how to make your friend Sean the Egg Sheep. Bah.